Hey, good evening, and welcome to the 4th Annual Chicago Maritime Museum Festival. I'm Tom Kastle.
And I'm Barry Butler. We're your hosts for this evening. We're like, what, Peaches and Herb?
Definitely.
Okay, well, maybe we're not Peaches and Herb. But we at least have a connection to Chicago and its waterways. Whether we're singing about those waterways, whether we're sailing, or photographing. And I think you're the photograph part. You do all the
No, you're the photograph part.
Okay.
I'm the musical part.
You're the music part. Okay.
At least tonight, definitely.
Well, hey, you never know. I might steal the guitar from you.
So how did you get involved in maritime stuff?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, it probably starts because I was born in a fishing village in Ireland. So there's like...
No. Whoa. You were born in a fishing village in Ireland.
Yeah, and but I've never fished. I don't own a boat. And I don't know how to swim. So I think I still qualify because I drink Lake Michigan water.
Well, also, the sailors of old, they really didn't want to learn how to swim because it was kinder that way if they fell overboard.
Okay, right?
Most definitely.
Well, then I could be qualified as a sailor, too.
Yeah. Actually, Barry is one of the best Chicago, what would you say, the photo poet, I think you've been called?
Mike Lowe from WGN calls me the picture poet of Chicago.
Picture poet.
Which makes me scared because that puts a lot of stress on me that I have to actually do something. But no, we have a beautiful city, and it starts with our water system. Whether it's the Chicago River or Lake Michigan. So, and you probably say most of the time my photographs involve one or the other. Oh
yeah, definitely. In fact, we have one of Barry's books here, a brand new book highlighting the lakefront and the river of Chicago and lots of nautical things. For me, I started here in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago, born and raised, but I had no idea there was a maritime history here at all until I got involved with this guy up here, Captain Dave Truitt, who is the person behind the Dave Truitt Endowment Fund. And he's one of the reasons we have a maritime museum right here and why it's continuing to operate. If you look at this, Captain Dave Truitt and the schooner Charlotte Ann, that was my introduction to tall ships and maritime history. Unlike a lot of other cities that have replica tall ships, the Charlotte Ann wasn't a replica of any historic vessel. She was an historic vessel. Built in 1888 at the Rice Brothers Yard in New Jersey. She was a Chesapeake Bay oyster boat. She was a rum runner during Prohibition. She was a barge on the Hudson River. She was a shipwreck on the Hudson River, and then eventually became a charter boat, ended up in Burnham Harbor in Chicago, and that was it. I got hooked.
Lovely. Now, what do the rest of those buttons do?
Oh,
because Now, be careful of that one.
Okay.
That could, do some danger. But what do you got there?
Well, okay, the Chicago Maritime Museum is also a gathering spot for other organizations like the Underwater Archaeological Society of Chicago, the International Shipmasters, and besides having artifacts, this is the place you go to tell stories, and this is the place you go to document those stories as well.
And I think we're going to be sharing some stories tonight.
Oh, definitely.
We have a few videos to share. So.
Oh, yes. And we also have what we call a paddle raise. So this year, we're going to be asking for donations at different levels. And if you can, for you folks at home, do your donations by the chat, the Zoom chat, which is, I think, at the bottom of your screen. It's very, very important to help us keep this museum going from developing new exhibits to just keeping the lights on. It's all equally important.
I was a little scared there when you said about a paddle raise. I went to Catholic grade school, Catholic high school, and when I hear paddle,
No.
It's PTSD for me.
No, this is okay.
Oh, no, it's a different type of paddle.
This is okay.
All right. This is a good paddle.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
So tonight we're going to be celebrating the museum, the people that make this possible, and also the maritime history of Chicago. That's absolutely incredible. But for right now, we're going to be going to a little bit of a break. So you have about 10 minutes. Grab a drink, talk to each other, maybe get a snack, and get online and take a look at the donation opportunities that you might be able to do to help us keep the doors open here. From the galleries of the Chicago Maritime Museum, you can travel the world. From our dock, you can float down the mighty Mississippi or sail across Lake Michigan. Head out the St. Lawrence Seaway or the Erie Canal and then out to the seas beyond. You can navigate these waterways in all manner of watercraft. Fittingly, the theme for tonight's 2023 Chicago Maritime Museum Festival is All Hands on Deck. From tugboats to tour boats plying our local rivers and lakes, all vessels are invited to join our mission to explore and celebrate the history and wonder of our waterways. Tonight will be a hybrid event, both live here at the Chicago Maritime Museum as well as virtual, featuring a museum tour, paddle race, games, interviews, maritime music concert, and much more. Your hosts this evening are Tom Kastle and Barry Butler. Barry is an internationally published photographer, famous for fantastic views along the Chicago River and Lake Michigan. He is known as Chicago's picture poet. Returning co-host Tom Kastle is a tall ship sailor and internationally known maritime singer who will treat the audience to nautical ballads and stories and lead all hands in sea shanties from the Great Lakes and the seas beyond. During this remarkable event, you'll see films chronicling a youth-empowered group enabling disadvantaged children to sail on Lake Michigan for the first time. And you'll see Captain Bill Pinkney in his final appearance at the Chicago Maritime Museum, engaging with and inspiring the next generation of maritime adventurers. Tonight we are raising funds this year for two new exciting exhibits. Captain Bill Pinkney's solo cruise around the world, paying homage to his incredible life on and off the water, and the story of the Lady Elgin tragedy. This can't-miss extravaganza is one of our most important fundraising efforts and will support our plans for the expansion of the South Gallery. Thank you for joining us tonight, October 26th, 2023. With your generous support, we will continue to preserve the heritage of Chicago's waterways and the Chicago Maritime Museum. And welcome back. It's good. We have an audience here now, right in-house. Can we hear from you?
All right, wave your hands in the air. Come on, let's go.
So I'm Tom Kastle, and this is
Barry Butler.
All right, and we're the hosts this evening for the 4th annual Chicago Maritime Museum Festival. I'm so glad you could join us at home. That is fantastic, and of course the folks here as well. We're here to raise funds to keep the Maritime Museum open, and of course to develop new exhibits and new collections as we go, and programs as well.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're going to have a paddle raise. Tom's going to do a concert. So let's be honest, there hasn't been much fun on 35th Street in quite some time. So we're going to have some fun tonight, at least on this street, at least in the past year. So. Absolutely. All right, I don't want to hear that from the Sox fans.
That's true. So one of the things we have is Barry has a new book. You just saw some of his images there on the video, but his photography is incredible, and I think most of the people here know the lakefront and the river fairly well, and we've all seen that image. We've just never captured it the way he has. So there'll be copies of Barry's books available here.
Thank you very much. You know what? We have a pretty city, don't we?
Yeah.
And I think the river, Lake Michigan, really kind of amplify the beauty of this city. And boy, I just can't get enough of looking at it every day. So, and that's even when it is a polar vortex out there. When it's minus 50, those are good days.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have a paddle raise, which means you come in on your chat and give it whatever level you feel comfortable with. Of course, the higher the level, probably the more comfort, at least for us here. Is that right? Yes, absolutely. So I definitely want to do that. We're going to be starting off the night with some remarks from our vice chairman of our board and the president emeritus of the Chicago Maritime Museum, Dr. Jerry Thomas.
Yo ho ho. Does this thing work? I don't know. I hate being up here. No, I don't. The reason I'm up here to start with is this is our 4th annual festival fundraiser, and the last 3 years we've raised over $100,000. And of course, we'd like to not just meet that, but beat that. But we're also in the business of trying to create a full museum And we're very proud of our lobby. We're very proud of our museum in the North Gallery. We're not so happy with what's on the south side of the gallery. And I am very pleased to announce today that we got a fantastic donation from Captain Dave, $200,000. That's the good news. The bad news is he told me I have to get 2 new exhibits built by the end of the year. So the first exhibit would be a Lady Elgin exhibit. This is a wonderful shipwreck, and underwater people know all about it. For some reason or another, we are the recipient of about 165 artifacts from the Lady Elgin. We have done the curatorial design for that exhibit, and we're probably ready to go into the fabrication phase. And I have reasonable belief that we can get that one done by the end of the year. We'll get them all done. The Bill Pinckney exhibit, we have a fantastic amount of video information from Bill Pinckney. Captain Bill not only sailed around the world, but was featured in a number of videos. One of them was with Bill Cosby. Nobody likes Bill Cosby. However, what we have are the rights to that film and the ability to separate out the voice tracks. So we have all that information on film. Plus, we have a video diary of Bill as he went around the world, shot in various, video 8s and things like that. But we have like day by day by day blow of the blows, as it was in the Roaring 40s. So, in addition, we have some artifacts from Bill, and I'm absolutely confident that we can put together a fantastic exhibit for Bill. Part of that exhibit is going to be in this gallery. Those gray walls that you see, okay, fold back for events like this, but they open up like the one in the back, and they will frame these 2 new exhibits. And so, as a measure of actual making progress on what we're trying to do, there it is. It costs some money and fabrication and everything, and I thank all the people that were involved in it. This is Lafferty Van Heest and the architects for that. They did the lobby and they did some of the design work on the other gallery. Very, very pleased with them. So I look forward to 2 brand new exhibits. Yeah. And I think this is a cut to a video on Captain Bill.
My name is Jerry Thomas. I'm the Vice Chairman and Treasurer of the Chicago Maritime Museum. The program today was kids, youth empowered. They came up to do a sailing program with Jackson Park, our good friends, and then they came to the museum to hear an afternoon with Bill Pinckney and learn a little bit about what Bill did when he went around the world, and also to help us capture that as part of an exhibit that we want to do in honor of Captain Bill. The museum's job is to educate kids. We have maybe 50 schools in the 2-mile radius of where we're at right now. And many of the kids would become another Captain Bill if they could figure out why they ought to do it. And I hope this would be exciting for them and something that would say, hey, if he could do it, I could do it. And look what he's accomplished. And then we have all these kids in the neighborhood. Look what they could accomplish. So normally people think of a museum as just sort of artifacts. Chicago's maritime history is about how the city was built, how it used engineering, society, art, architecture, knowledge of geography. All of those things go into what made Chicago and continues to make Chicago. What we want to do is communicate that to kids, especially in the early years when they have a chance to become somebody new. I was very pleased to see all the kids that showed up from Jackson Park. Obviously, at the grassroots, you build an exhibit, you have somebody like Captain Bill that tells a great story. we have to get the story not just to kids, but to people who can pay for an exhibit. And we hope to raise much more than our goal of 100K.
Fantastic. It's good to see Captain Bill again. Unfortunately, we lost him this year. And it's really, I don't know, I think it's seriously important that we preserve his story and his legacy here. We're going to be doing a little bit of donation encouragement, and including the paddle raise and the chat thing, which is really confusing for me. And Barry is really scared about the whole paddling thing. So what I really like to do is have someone who can explain it way better, Ariana Rubin, who's the museum manager.
Thank you, Tom. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, both here in the gallery and at home. I'm going to walk you through the paddle raise tonight. So for folks in the room, just listen to our lovely co-hosts. They'll let you know when to raise your hand for each level. If you're joining us on Zoom, use the chat function to make your donation. When you reach your level, just write in the Zoom chat your name and the pledge amount. And if you'd like to give anonymously, you can chat with our museum assistant, Garrett, directly. Just go into the chat box and select Museum Assistant. If you have any questions at any point in the evening, please let me know.
Yo! And also I want to bring Jerry Thomas back to talk about the master level.
Okay. The master level is $20K or more. Now, I know that there's only 5 or 6 people in the room that will like to do this. And I invite you all to come up right now and put your money down. No? But I do have one person out there on Zoom, Matt Howard, who's given at the 25K level.
Whoa! Whoa! Yeah. Yes.
I was just reminded by somebody who I know very well, and if I don't say this right, Tracy will kill me. Matt and Tracy. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Tracy. Do I have anybody else here who might like to donate at that level?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Bravo! Bravo!
Bravo. Okay, we can talk again.
I'm sure we will.
Now, that doesn't mean the rest of you are off the hook.
I'm going to have Barry Butler come back in. We're going to talk a little bit about the $10,000 level, otherwise known as the captain level. It's direct support from our donors that makes it possible to uphold the mission of the Chicago Maritime Museum.
And as you know, our history, our waterway system and its history is so important. You know, when I fly in a helicopter, I look down, and as much as I might be taking some photographs, you look at the city, and you know, both from a literal standpoint and from a historical standpoint, our waterway system is kind of like the backbone of this area. Without it, I don't know if there's a Chicago at this point. It's so critical to us, and so it's one of the reasons why this museum is so important, because it talks about the history, and I think there's no better museum in this city that can actually walk you through the entire history of our maritime and water system.
Yeah, when I mentioned out in the lobby, having no idea that we even had a maritime history. And it was meeting folks like Dave and Phil Elms and Ted Karamansky especially, history professor at Loyola, that really exposed me to this history. And it's the reason Chicago is here. And it's something that it was part of all of our stories, but I don't know about you, I was never taught about it. Not in elementary school, not in middle school, not in high school, ever. And, you know, I remember doing the Tall Ships Festival at Navy Pier. There were 6 tall ships one year, and 1.2 million people turned out. Well, if you roll back the time machine 150 years, there were 200 tall ships in Chicago all the time. And if you look at the photographs in back of us, you can see part of that history, and it's real, and it's all part of our legacy as well.
Actually, the painting when you walk in,
yeah.
all the ships there, it kind of looks like the Kennedy Expressway, right now. It's just absolutely a mess. I mean, I've never seen so many boats on the river.
Actually, Chicago, there was an article long ago in the Chicago Tribune by Theodore Charney, and he talks about the fact that Chicago was the 4th busiest sailing port in the entire Western world. Only London, Hamburg, and New York had more arrivals and departures. So we were literally the O'Hare Airport of tall ships back in the day.
There you go.
Definitely.
Any delays, though?
I think waiting for a tugboat, definitely, most definitely. So we're going to ask for other donations. The $10,000 level, we'll talk about generations a little bit because Captain Dave just generously volunteered another $20,000, but this is going on from generation to generation. And Captain Dave's daughter, Nancy Truitt, just gave us a $10,000 donation.
Wow. Look at that. Thank you very much.
Now, maybe that will inspire some of you here or some of you at home to maybe think about doing the same thing. It is tax deductible, after all.
Shall we go to 5,000? Or are we going to stay here at 10?
Let's give him a minute.
All right, silence. Anyone?
All right, 10,000 from Jerry. Fantastic.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
He's trying to steal you from the music star.
I noticed that. I noticed that. Well, let's go to 2,000 then.
We're going to go 5,000.
Oh, 5,000. Here we go. Okay.
You're not looking at the script right.
I know.
I got it highlighted too.
Oh, you go ahead.
I'm very fancy.
You're
with my
higher
iPad.
tech.
Okay. Well, in the spirit of getting different generations engaged and involved in history, we have another video for you, and this one is pretty darn special. It's Captain Bill Pickney's last appearance here at the museum. So enjoy this.
Today, we went out on the lake. We sailed, we capsized on purpose, and we did like a triangle course where there's like 3 marks in like a shape of a triangle. Not to learn how to capsize, rather how to like get the boat back up after capsizing.
I went to Lake Michigan and I had to become the skipper because you had to work on the main sheet and steer the boat. You had to learn like the different rules of skippering, like towards trouble or right away. You have this thing called like a tiller, and it's connected to the rudder. You don't use the tiller extension with both hands. You have to use it like one hand with the main sheet, one hand with the tiller extension.
I'm with a injury, so it's on the safety while watching everybody else sail. I like when you like start getting real fast and stuff, and start passing other boats and races and stuff. It teaches you wind direction and about different boat parts and stuff. So let's say if you need a certain boat part, you know what that boat part is because you learned it from sailing a couple of years back.
I am excited to meet Captain Bill Pickney.
He sailed around the world by himself?
I think it's gonna be peaceful but also stressful.
That's pretty impressive, really.
Well, let me start as all sailors start every story. It was a dark and stormy night. Well, not every night, but lots of nights it was. Hello. I can see you. I know you're there.
My question is, did you make any stops?
Yes, I stopped in five different places. I stopped in Bermuda. I stopped in Brazil. I stopped in South Africa. I stopped in Punta del Este, Mexico. And then I stopped in Fortaleza, Brazil.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'd like to ask some questions. Could I ask questions?
Of course, Ralph.
How many people here have sailed on a boat bigger than a dinghy? We'll say a dinghy is 8 feet. How many people can sail on a boat bigger than 8 feet? Okay, I see a few hands. I've been sailing 52, 53 years. And every time I go sailing, I learn something new about sailing, about the weather, about the water, about myself. And one of the things I learned is that you have no limits. Your limits only stop you when you stop. Keep sailing. It's the most fun you can ever have. And it's the one place where nobody can tell you what to do when you have the wheel.
Yeah, Bill, that was an example. Bill was one of the very, very first people that took children all around the world with him through satellite. And now there's all kinds of satellite and internet programs, but that program back in the day, that was one of the few that even existed. It was pretty amazing. One thing Bill said a long, long time ago was he said, thinking about people asked him, was he frightened? Was it going around the Horn, going through the storms, going through the thing? And he said the hardest thing was leaving the dock to do it. And the cool thing is these kids just left the dock. And speaking of education and progress, we have Sari Breslin here. I got to read all the things that you are. Member of our operations committee, the museum's talented graphic designer, and our education facilitator. So take it away.
Thank you, Tom. Well, I was lucky to have worked with those kids when they were here and got to work with Bill Pinkney. And I was also lucky enough to sail with Bill Pinkney when he came on board the Charlotte Ann for one of our sail training evenings. And like Tom said, asking him the questions, what was the scariest thing? And he said, letting go of the dock lines. And that just blew my mind. If you think about that, all the things that he did, letting go. So Captain Bill Pinkney, as well as Captain Dave Truitt, exemplify the importance of education. By supporting the Chicago Maritime Museum, you are helping our educational programs to grow as we encourage the youth of Chicago to take that step in history, to learn about their city's connection to the waterways, and let go of the dock lines. Through enlightenment comes empowerment. And I am honored to be a part of bringing children to the water. Help us keep this quest for adventure alive by supporting the Chicago Maritime Museum with your commitment of $5,000. Thank you. And I'm happy to announce that I just got word that Lisa Thomas has supported the museum for $5,000.
Oh.
That's the daughter of Jerry Thomas.
Any relation?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I thought so. Okay.
Generational. And also I heard that there is an anonymous donor in the room that has pledged $5,000. So let's not leave them standing alone if anybody else would like to help support our education programs. Thank you.
That was fantastic. Yay. So do we have anybody else in the room or at home who would like to do a $5,000 pledge? Folks in the room, you could just talk to Jerry or just give me the cash and I'll get it to them. Those at home, don't forget, go into the chat and make your donation that way. Barry.
Well, we're now at the 2,000 level. That's where we're going next. I don't know if you want to talk about that, because this is, a lot of special people are involved in this 2,000 level.
Well, it's kind of like the board level donation. It's the more than suggested donation for board members. And we have a very active board who are not only museum fans, but also just fans of the waterways. Sailors and historians and people who just are really the ones that make the museum go. Plus, they support the whole network of all the volunteers and the dedicated people who actually work here. These people give their time and money, and they're responsible for a piece of everything the museum's been able to do, including the programs like you just saw, the exhibits that the folks here are seeing, and hopefully you will come and visit the museum yourself. And speaking of generations, like, bring your kids, bring your grandkids. This is really, really important, because if you bring them when they're young, they won't be like us thinking, why didn't anybody tell us this story? They'll already know that story when they're just little. So
Well, and there's so many things that they can enjoy. I think the seeing how the ship models are built, that's kind of fascinating. I think that'd be kind of cool. And, and quite honestly, what you could kind of tell them, there's a special TikTok area where they're going to do some dancing on ships, and just that's how you're going to get them in here, and just say, oh, the video's not working today. So that's one way you can get them into the museum, but it's going to be worth a while. They're going to find this absolutely fascinating. All the outfits that are here, they're going to see stuff that they've never seen before, so their interest will be very high.
Photographers, they'll tell you anything. It's just absolutely amazing. So we had one more time for a $2,000 donation. And also, don't wait for, if you want to give $100 or $500, don't wait for that level. Just get on chat or volunteer, raise your hand here. We don't have enough paddles in Ralph's collection to actually raise the paddles, so just raise your hand instead. That would work out just fine. Are we at the $2,000 level?
I think we're at 1,000 now.
Oh, two?
Do we have any 2,000s?
Yeah.
We might.
We might?
We do.
We do?
We do. All right.
They are here.
I feel like I'm hearing a voice.
I don't have a name here. Do you have a name?
It's like the Wizard of Oz.
I know there was an Anil.
All right.
There was a Mary Alice.
We have a Mary Alice. Okay. There's names being shut out here.
Oh my God. You're at home. Hello.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Anil, thank you. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Any more names there, Jerry? Because this is feeling good.
Yeah, just go up to Jerry and just say, give him your name and your amount. And we'll be more than happy to do that. That would be fantastic.
Anybody got left out? I'm sorry.
That's right. Oh, yeah, and also use that chat. If you have questions, too, or anything that we're talking about tonight, if there's a story that you want to share, use that chat, or just come to the Maritime Museum. And
or if you'd like to just do it anonymously, you just say, hey, listen, can I chat with you privately?
Oh, yes, private chat. You don't have to chat with everybody online. You can just choose the person that you want to type with and chat with. $1,000 level?
Yep.
We were talking about, this is a gathering place. Again, we referred to that a little bit in the lobby, talking about the Underwater Archaeological Society. And this is also a place where the International Shipmasters meet from time to time. And this is, kind of maritime central for Chicago. So if you have a group that is associated with that, we would love to have you aboard here at the museum as well.
And we certainly bring the public in, we bring ideas in, we bring performers in. And I want to read this, carefully, because they've asked us to read this. Oh. Both of us are exactly the kind of interesting, engaging people who the museum is able to bring in with support.
My God, we are.
I think we just lost money.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking. Well, I don't know if we're any of those, but we're really proud to be here and trying to help the museum here, which probably is really the only thing that we care about. So,
absolutely.
Do we have? So I think we're going to do a little video here.
Well, actually, I have.
What name at 1,000?
Who's that?
We have some performances first.
Oh, we have Dirk Lohan at $1,000. Yeah.
Oh, okay, we got more.
Fantastic.
All right, awesome.
Mr. Breslin, fantastic. And, also I have something of yours to show. Excuse me a second.
Okay. Oh. I thought you were going to talk about my outfit. I have a sailboat shirt.
I noticed
that. I have socks. I'm bringing the sexy today.
How did you be a sailor?
Very well.
I am socksless.
Oh, my current book.
Yes, let me. I need hands. Talk about your book.
Yeah, so Tom is going to show my current book here. And the book is called Chicago Morning, Noon, and Night. And quite honestly, the reason why that book got its name is because if you look at the times when I'm taking photos, you see it's throughout the entire night. And often on social media, people will ask me, do you ever sleep? And when I see the nighttime times, when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm taking a photo of a lunar eclipse or something like that, now I'm starting to understand why they worry about my sleep habits. But this is the book. It's over 100 photos of Chicago, and there's a lot of photos, of course, of our beautiful waterway. Actually, the cover is last year's Race to Mackinac. So beautiful shot. It's actually probably my favorite shot of the Mac race. So, and I'm out there every year. I absolutely love it.
The back is a shot.
And then that was last fall, and that is the beautiful colors there in Lincoln Park. And of course, we have the lake there and Navy Pier, so on and so forth. So I think you're going to like this book. It really is it gives you a great idea what's going on in Chicago. And then Tom, you've got a CD.
That's right.
I feel like we're on WTTW right now, and
That's right.
and we're going to be giving you away some bags here full of stuff.
Let's get those phones. Let's get right to the phone. Don't forget, it's 555-1212.
But you have a new CD.
Well, during COVID hit everybody very hard. Right, Jerry? Right. Okay. And so what happened was, of course, it hit the Maritime Museum as well. And I don't know if we're close to closing the doors, but it was a very, very trying time. And for me, as a musician and an actor and a sailor, my whole world kind of crashed. But one of the things I got to do was a virtual concert for the Old Town School of Folk Music. So, and on there was about a half dozen nautical songs. So I thought, just for tonight especially, I went and duplicated a bunch of these. And so everyone, please take one home with you. These are Great Lakes Maritime songs and a couple from the oceans beyond as well. And if you continue talking, I'll get Daithi out here and we'll maybe do a tune.
Let me have that CD.
There you go.
I don't know if you guys are looking at this, but, I think he's been coloring his hair. It's a great CD here. You'll definitely enjoy it. I think these guys are ready to jam. This is like Castlepalooza, so we'll let you guys rip.
For a number of years, we did the Chicago Maritime Festival at the Chicago History Museum and at the Old Town School of Folk Music. And for the last, 25, 30 years, I've been looking into the history of the Great Lakes in story and song. And this song was originally an ocean-going song. And then somewhere around 150 years ago, those sailors that came from the oceans came into the Great Lakes basically after the Civil War to about 1890. They brought their songs with them, they brought their stories with them, and this is going to be one I would love to close the night with. So just to give you guys a little heads up, this is Rolling Home to Old Chicago with my good friend Daithi Wolfe, who's a wonderful fiddler. Stand over here. All the maid calls up all hands, man the capstan walk around. Heave her up, lads, with a will, for we are homeward bound. Your part goes rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old Chicago, rolling home here down to thee. Let's do that chorus again. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to old Chicago, rolling home here down to thee. We'll be back with some more music in a bit.
Nice job there, Tom.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that like your stairway to heaven at this point?
Well, we would close the festival with that song every year for about 14 years. Whoa, 15. Yeah. Ariana is just holding up a sign, kind of like a, Vanna White kind of thing too. We have raised $94,000 so far.
Wow. That's huge. What do you say we bring Madeline up? Madeline is the new curator here at the museum. And here she is. She just tripped over a chair. But
Just a little bit, but I won't trip over my words.
Madeline's.
So, I just want to say how happy I am to have come aboard here at the Chicago Maritime Museum. As a curator, this is exactly the community that you hope that you have at a museum. Working with every single part of the collection, I get to know every single one of you. You help me with cataloging, you help us build our collection, and your funds help us keep that collection preserved for now and for years, for generations to come. So thank all of you so much for everything you've done to preserve Chicago's history. I'm going to applaud you now.
So we're at the $500 donation.
The bosun level.
Oh.
Which I've learned what that means this week. I'm learning every day on this job, folks.
Now, can you spell bosun?
B-O-S-O-N, but I know it's B-O-A-T-S-W-A-I-N.
Whoa! Yes!
Available for all curation and spelling needs, folks.
So another hand for Madeline Crispell, who's just here less than 2 months.
6 weeks now.
6 weeks. And
so happy to be here.
absolutely welcome aboard.
Oh, well, we have some exciting news coming in from the digital world. We have 2 significant donations.
Whoa.
Sarah and David Metzger.
Hey, guys.
Hi, thank
How you
you.
doing?
Have given $3,500, and Trig Waller, thank you, has given $2,500.
Whoa,
wow.
Trig.
Thank you, guys. Now, in the spirit of that generosity, do we have anyone who wants to give at the $500 level? Oh, hey!
Oh, yes. I can't see who that is back there.
It's Chuck.
Chuck! Yay! Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Applause. Hurry up. That is fantastic. That is great. Oh, let me see. I think I'm supposed to bring Ariana back.
She'll make her way. There are thousands of tables in this gallery right now for those at home. She's exactly like the Oscars. She's making her way down.
And accepting the nomination.
Nomination for that. Ariana Rubin, once again, folks.
Thank you. I do accept Oscars as well. Thank you. So hello again, everyone. Donations of every size keep this museum afloat. So please consider giving at the supporting level of $100. Your support not only allows us to mount exciting exhibitions, educate school groups, and host world-class scholars, but it also allows us to keep the lights on and the doors open. The very foundation of our museum is your generosity. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, we're just going over the run of show here.
Well, by the way, if you donate $35 or more, that does count as a CMM membership for you and your family.
What are the perks of a CMS membership?
What a great question, Tom.
Thank you.
So with a CMM membership, that does include free admission for you and your family, access to our digital newsletter on the move. We do have a museum store discount of 10%, and on top of that, all ticketed events do have a discount for our members.
That is excellent, absolutely. Let me see. Now we are getting a check here to see where we are. How are your eyes? Bob
Thank
Rushman.
you, Bob Rushman, for
Thank you, Bob
500
Rushman.
via Zoom. Thank you.
500, thank you. Yes. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Let me see. So we are back at this point where we have raised how much now? Do we have a new count? We're still working. Yep, another $500 level? $100 level, yes. That is definitely a most affordable way to do it. And as Ariana said, it includes a membership. And if you'd just like to become a member tonight, that is also a fantastic thing. Members are the things that fuel this particular museum. And if you think, well, it's not a lot of money, but think about it, you could probably, for $35 or $50, you could light this whole gallery for a few days. It seems like a little bit, but otherwise we'd be in the dark without you. So don't hesitate to do that.
And as the volunteer coordinator at the museum, I also wanted to take a moment to recognize all of our volunteers. Ooh. Our volunteers here are the museum. Let's give a round of applause for them. Not only were they involved in every part of planning this event tonight, but they are part of everything that the museum does. I'd like to thank all of you for your generosity, your money, your time, your expertise, and all of the above. Thank you.
Yes, excellent.
Yay!
And if you're interested in becoming a volunteer and you're not yet, please reach out to me for more information. You can also check out the volunteer page on our website to learn how to apply.
Oh, we are so close, Ariana. Another $100. Thank you. So we are at $94,791. How do we get the one at the end? How do we get the one at the end? So we're just a few thousand short. So if you could possibly, and it could take just a whole bunch of 35 memberships, or someone can just donate a few $1,000s and we can reach our goal in the next few minutes. What do you think, Jerry? We get this? Minute. Tick, 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 tick. So we're getting a new update on the board. 94,891. Okay, we're getting it. We're just under $6,000. One $5,000 donation, and I'll make up the rest. It's like $80. Come on. I would love to do that. So we're going to try to get that just in the next few minutes. Also, very, very important. If we don't make it tonight, or if you don't get a chance to do it tonight, you can go to ChicagoMaritimeMuseum.org anytime and make that donation, or just come in to the Bridgeport Arts Center with buckets full of cash and just bring them right here down at the river level. We would love to have that as well. There we go, Jerry.
Thanks, Tom. We're very close. We got this close last year, and we pushed it over 100K. I'm confident we'll get it done. Maybe not tonight, but by tomorrow night. Who knows? Anyhow, I would like to thank all of you, both here and online, for all of your contributions, for all of your support. I look forward to your support as we open the new exhibits by the end of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
And with that, those of you that are on Zoom and those of you that are here, please enjoy the music. And while you're listening to the music, I hope that the number that I see on the board will keep going up. I see frantic writing going on. 95,000. And I happen to know that there's one person that wrote me that they said they were going to give a donation 2 days ago. We'll see. That could push us over.
This is definitely a song from the Great Lakes. Goes back to the 1860s. Your part goes like this. Down, 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 derry, down. Give it a try. Down, 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 derry, down. Come all you boat sailors who follow the lakes on an iron or freighter you're living to make. A ship from Chicago, say goodbye to the shore, all the way to Escanaba and the Red Iron Ore. Derry down, down. Tuttuggus Knabe, she pulled out the minch. Robert, she thought she left us in a pinch. And as she passed by, she bid us goodbye, saying, meet you in Cleveland next 4th of July. Derry down, 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 derry down. Hey. Saginaw Bay the Roberts did ride, with dark and deep water rolling over its side. She went through the North Passage, oh Lord, how it blew, and all round a dummy the fleet followed too. Derry down, 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 derry down. Now the Roberts in Cleveland made fast and stern, and over a bottle was smearing a good yarn. Her captain, Harvey Shannon, he ought to stand to read, for to get into Cleveland ahead of the fleet. Derry down, 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 derry down. Derry down, 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 derry down. There's a whole bunch of different ballads, which we might get into a little bit later, but I wanted to do the ones that you sing along to, because this is the maritime community of Chicago. This is the maritime community of Chicago. So down on the river, go back about 150 years. The guys who are out there loading the ships and unloading the ships, this is one of their songs. It's kind of a gospel thing. And it's got two parts, call and response. And the first part is, who's on the way, boys, who's on the way? Give that a try. Who's on the way, boys, who's on the way? They'll do another line, and then we'll all go, tell me where you going. Tell me where you go. Now the captain's in the pilot house ringing the bell. Who's on the way, boys, who's on the way? 9 minutes down to be next giving boys hell. Tell me where you go. Now the smokestack's black and the whistle's brown. Who's on the way, boys, who's on the way? And I wish to the Lord I'd stayed in town. Tell me where you go. Go! I wish I was in Baltimore. Who's on the way, boys, who's on the way? And I won't be working these docks no more. Tell me where you go. I wish I was in old Detroit. Who's on the way, boys, who's on the way? They're loading this copper both day and night. Tell me where you go. One more time. Captain's at the pilot house ringing the bell. Who's on the way, boys, who's on the way? And mate's down to be next giving boys hell. Tell me where you go. Tell me where you go. Tell me where you go. Yeah! Hi! Now, before we have a bit of a break, I've noticed that some people here have been drinking. No. No, it's true.
No.
It's true. And to finish up this part, we're going to have a little bit of a break. After this, we're going to be saying so long to our Zoom friends. So long, Zoom friends. But you can always come to the Maritime Museum anytime you like.
And you can still give.
Yes, you can still give. And if you don't get to the chat right now, you can always go to ChicagoMaritimeMuseum.org, and there'll be plenty of chances to do that. This is a song that talks about sailors coming ashore.
And what?
Spending their money.
Drinking?
Well, yeah.
No.
And when they have money, their welcome is warm. This is kind of a subtle thing I'm trying to do here.
Oh, I get it here. Okay.
So when they have money, their welcome is warm. And then when the money runs out, then sometimes the landlord comes up and says, Jack, why don't you get up and give your seat to John, because he's got the cash. Because ships may come and ships may go, wherever the sea doth roll. Each sailor lad, just like his dad, he loves the flowing bowl. On trip shore he does adore, with a girl that's romping round. When your money's all gone, it's the same old song. Get up, Jack John's down. Come along, you Johnny Ray boys, but that's what God in the time. Now the mighty ocean, the jolly rolling tide. And when he's home, it's then he'll steer for some old boarding house. They'll lock him in with rum and gin, they'll feed him on pork souse. He'll mend and not offend, he's lying there out on the ground. When your money's all gone, it's the same old song. Get out, Jack John's town. Come along, you Charlie Bay boys, that's not God in the time. Now the mighty ocean, the jolly rolling tide. Old to muck about. In some grog shop, they'll let him stop till late bells calls him out. He'll reach his eyes up to the sky, saying, boys, we're homeward bound. But when your money's all gone, it's the same old song. Get up, Jack John's town. Come along, Charlie Bay boys, that's what God in the time. How the mighty ocean, the jolly rolling tide. Again, come along, you Charlie Ray boy, that's what God in the time. How the mighty ocean, the jolly rolling tide. Thank you. Thank you very much. Take care. Thank you so much for coming with us to the Maritime Museum. No matter where you are, Chicago is centrally located. Please come and visit us. By the water. Thank you very much.